I grew up with two cultures shaping me at the same time. Being half Mexican and half white meant I was always moving between identities, one inherited, one discovered, and one I'm still growing into. But the part of me that's Mexican has always carried a special weight. It came with stories, expectations, and traditions that felt older than I was. And for a long time, I thought I had to fit a certain mold of what a Mexican man is supposed to be. That mold was built on traditional machismo. Strength without softness, pride without vulnerability, leadership without emotion. It was the idea that a man should be unshakable, unbothered, and always in control. Even as a kid, I felt the pressure. I didn't always see myself in that version of masculinity, but I thought it was the one I was supposed to grow into. As I got older, I realized that identity isn't something you inherit fully formed. It's something you grow into, something shaped by community, experience, and the moments that call you to be more than you were before. For me, one of those moments came from a place I didn't expect, a song, Pescador de Hombres. If you've ever been to a Mexican funeral, a family gathering, or even a quiet church service, you probably heard it. It's woven into the emotional memory of Mexican culture. The song tells the story of a fisherman being called, not because he's powerful, but because he's willing. He's seen, chosen, and transformed. The call isn't to dominate, it's to serve. It's to follow with humility. It's to lead through compassion. Hearing that song as I got older made me rethink what masculinity could look like for me. It showed me a version of manhood that wasn't about being the loudest or the toughest. It was about being present, being responsible, being open. It was about discipleship, not in a strictly religious sense, but in the sense of choosing a path that's bigger than yourself, a path that asks you to show up for others. That's where modern machismo comes in. It's not about rejecting masculinity, it's about expanding it. It's about stepping into a version of manhood that includes vulnerability, empathy, and service. It's a masculinity that doesn't shrink you into a stereotype, but stretches you into someone capable of connection and purpose. In that way, Pescador de Hombres became a mirror for my own identity. The fisherman in the song isn't called because he fits a perfect image. He's called because he's ready to grow. And that's what being half Mexican has come to mean for me. It's not about proving I belong to a culture by performing a certain kind of masculinity. It's about answering the call to become someone grounded in humility, responsibility, and care for others. My identity isn't split between two cultures. It's shaped by both, but it's defined by the choices I make, by the version of myself I choose to grow into. Just like Hurston's cosmic Zora expands beyond the limits placed on her, I'm learning to expand beyond the limits of traditional machismo. I'm choosing a masculinity that reflects the values I want to carry forward: compassion, service, and the courage to be seen. So when I think about who I am, who I'm becoming, I think of that fisherman. I think of the call to step into something larger than expectation. And I think of my Mexican heritage not as a script I have to follow, but as a foundation I can build on. My identity is still growing, still shifting, still becoming. And that growth is the most authentic part of who I am.